I'm going to go live, so I'm going to quick jump in for a second. Hey, welcome. If you happen to be watching us live, or if you're catching us after the fact and you're streaming this is Stormfront Freaks Raw. So this is our recording of episode 103 tonight. It's the recording. So we edit out of this thing, we edit our audio podcast, and we'll usually have that uploaded on Sunday following our recording tonight. But if you are watching this, it means you're catching all the stuff before our breaks, everything in between. Who knows what we say or do, but it can be fun. We get to see Maz using his green screen, which
I love it.
Look at you, man. Inner city.
Nice. Make it look like you're on the beach.
Oh man.
There's a home option. I saw like a living room option. There we go.
Oh, nice
house.
Oh, I like it.
Thank you very much.
Nice house.
That's cool.
So
I'll show you the one I love.
We'll be starting here soon. Oh, did you upload one?
Give me a second. I've got to upload it real quick. Pictures.
Okay, you haven't started yet. I wasn't sure.
No, we're live, but we haven't started the recording.
Is that any better?
Yeah, I'm not hearing you jumping.
Okay.
But all you've said are like 3 words. So.
Yeah, I know. It shouldn't happen because it's a completely different computer. So if it
does, you do sound different. You're good.
There you go.
You're good. So I can change. So I scratched out Freak Fan Box. I'll add that again.
You like my fleet of airplanes?
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go.
We got to do that for digital. I like that.
It's my
Instead
dream,
of everybody's
baby.
just artwork background and stuff.
I could see you doing that, Dina.
I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Dina, do you know the Icon A5 amphibious 2-seater?
I've never flown it. I flew Pipers and Cessnas.
It flies the angle of attack.
Ooh.
So it's a
awesome.
totally different concept.
Oh,
You would love that.
Someone's
Clinking
jingling their
their
ice.
drink.
Wow.
That would be me. Don't speak
Hey, 12 hours to bottle to throttle, man.
That's funny.
Oh man.
All
I
right,
love
so
that background.
welcome. So Shannon is on. So Shannon, we got Dina and Maz. It's Mark, but we call him Maz because we have 2 Marks. The other Mark is MJ. We got Kim.
Hi, Shannon.
And myself. So is everybody good? Oh, Shannon, we can't hear you. Oh, you're muted. That's why.
Kim, long time no talk.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see everybody's doing well.
Yeah.
Getting through this.
Excuse me.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's sweating
so
over there.
Is everybody good? Everybody ready?
I think so.
Everybody looks good. Yep. Shannon, talk again. Let's hear you. Say hi.
Can you hear me okay? Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hi, Shannon.
I'm not on mute anymore.
We got you. Okay,
Thanks
good.
for having me, guys.
Good. All right.
I feel very close to you already, Shannon, because that's my wife's name.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Not too
She's like, oh, I'm extra scared now. Okay.
All right, so here we go. We'll get started. We'll do our normal intro. We'll do our happy hour, and then Kim, you got Shannon's introduction. So you good on that?
Yep.
I will take a break about 25 after or so. So I'll make a note on the private chat about that I'll maybe after the next question or something. So just keep an eye on that, and we'll take a break and come back from there. Okay, everybody good?
Yep.
Here we go. Rock and roll. 3, 2. Hey, welcome everybody to the most entertaining weather podcast on your listening and viewing device. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks podcast. It's brought to you by the Drive Weather app. Find the safest time to leave as you plan your travel by viewing the weather along your trip with Drive Weather app. It's available on iOS and Android, and you can definitely learn more at driveweatherapp.com. So if this is the first time checking out the show, thanks for visiting. I hope you enjoy it. But we've got a whole back catalog of shows that you can find on stormfrontfreaks.com on our website. We've had guests like digital meteorologist and storm hunter Jacqueline Whittle. We've had the Coco TV storm chaser and producer Michael Armstrong. Those have just been a couple, but definitely check out our backlog. And if you're not doing anything, and if you're at home a lot right now, like a lot of us, now might be a good time to do that. But this is episode 103, and we're joined by the amazing photographer and storm chaser, Shannon Bileski is here tonight. So we're looking forward to chatting with Shannon. She's going to go through our lightning round. We got the Titan You Minute this evening, hashtag Weather Fools, WX Resources, and a heck of a lot more. But as always, before we get to that, we got to find out who showed up tonight to happy hour. So when we record, it's always happy hour. We like to have fun, drink a little bit, but it kind of lets you know we're really here to have fun. We're not going to get too sciencey on you this evening, because if we do, we'll probably slur the words if we do that. But it is happy hour. We got to find out who's here. So MJ, up in Minnesota, what are you drinking, MJ?
I'm here tonight, and I have one of Guinness's pale ale or lighter ales, Harp. That's tonight.
Nice.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yep.
That's what home affordable. No, wait, what is that?
Something
Wrong acronym. Wrong acronym. Maz, what are you drinking?
Okay, I thought I made a Colorado Bulldog, but I forgot the vodka. So it was supposed to have been like a White Russian with Coke, but there's no vodka, so it's basically Kahlua cream and Diet Coke.
Oh,
It's all
it looked
right.
like you were drinking a chocolate milk there for a second.
It is sweet. It is sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I felt like
Good.
dessert.
Good. Kim Cunningham, what are you drinking this evening?
Well, I'm back to the Digits, which is an IPA right here down the street from me.
Back to the beer.
Burnt Hickory Brewery Company. So I'm enjoying that.
Very
Down
good.
the street. How
Cheers.
often do you go?
Not often enough.
Okay.
I haven't been there in about a month, actually. As you can imagine why. But
Put
All
a
right,
mask
Dina.
on and walk
as soon as we
through.
get to phase
Dina,
three.
Dina, what are you having at the bar this evening?
I'm kind of boring. My Michelob Ultra, but I've been drinking these all day. I think,
That makes up for it.
because as soon as I get done with work, I'm home, and then I decide I'm going to clean something or get organizing, and then I start drinking beers.
Funny, good times. All right, Kim, let's get to our guest.
All right. Well, we are very excited that Shannon is with us here. And Shannon Bileski is a storm chaser and a photographer, and she's from Winnipeg, Manitoba. She's the owner of Signature Exposures and a storm chaser photographer. Over the past 20 years, Shannon has been looking for that great shot of lightning and started chasing about 8 years ago. In 2007, she saw her first tornado, and it was Canada's only F5. Also catching beautiful auroras, she has won gallery contests for her pictures, including landscapes, wildlife, and portraits. And Shannon, first, we just want to say welcome to our podcast. And first, tell us how you're doing, how you're handling, this whole coronavirus craziness, and also maybe delve a little more detail about how you got to be a photographer and maybe how your interest was drawn towards weather and auroras.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Sorry, it cut out for a second there.
That's okay.
So how I'm handling the COVID is
Nice.
Very nice.
Put a crown on your head.
We should hang out more, Shannon.
cheers.
I love it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So interesting little fact is the Crown Royal is actually distilled about 70 kilometers from where I live, which is about 20 minutes north of Winnipeg. So so it's close by, and it's my go-to drink. So
Just straight
how
up?
I got into storm. No, with Coke. I drink it with
Okay.
And how often do you go there?
Yeah. I go to the liquor store, which is about 10 minutes away.
All right.
Quicker.
Much easier. Yeah. So how I got into storm chasing. So I guess I've always been fascinated with storms. I think when I was about 6 years old was my my first tornado dream. So I actually had a dream so I grew up in Thompson, Manitoba, which is about 8 hours north of Winnipeg. So if you can imagine where that is, it's way up north. And that's where I initially saw the aurora and kind of got interested in the night sky there. But up there, when I was about 6, I had this tornado dream that there was little tornadoes dropping out of the sky and taking out houses, and it ended up taking out all the houses on one side of the street, straight across from me. So that was my first tornado dream. So I became a little bit fascinated with storms then, and then from there, I got into photography mainly because of storms. I've been fascinated with lightning since then. So I think I was about 8 when I first picked up a camera. I think I've got my first camera behind me there. You can't see it, but it's way back there. So I picked up a camera and just a little 35 millimeter camera and started shooting. And I managed to get one shot of lightning when I think I was about 12. Yeah, so ever since then, I've been into it. And then, you know, as the years went on, the cameras, they just weren't capable. I got my first digital camera and it still wasn't capable. So it was in 2007 that I saw the Eli tornado, which is the picture that you have behind in the background there. That's Justin Hobson's picture. So that was my first tornado, and it was by total fluke. I was on my way to my niece's 3rd birthday party in Brandon, and we saw it drop from the sky right from the start right to the end. I think we turned around once because it was too close. And I had no idea what I was doing back then. So I had a little point and shoot. So I got some pictures and I got some video, which was really cool. And then later that year in November, I did end up picking up my first DSLR, and that's when I started out and got more interested in storms and just shooting in general. You know, I'm more of an introvert, and with the camera, I found that, you know, I started a photography business and started doing family photos and stuff like that, which kind of brought me out of my shell a little bit and met more people. And yeah, so pretty cool.
So when you were 12, did you just get lucky getting the lightning, or did you just like hold it open, or how did you like get that shot?
No, it was ISO 800 and film that I was using, and it was just click, 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 and then just it happened. So I was very lucky. And I mean, back then, I mean, when you're 12, you don't have a lot of money and stuff to be processing video or processing film and stuff, right? So you never know what you're going to get. So you spend, you know, $8 on processing your photos, and you know, could be crap. could just be gray clouds, right? So I mean, it was nothing exciting, but it was daytime lightning, and so that was pretty exciting.
Well, you've come a long way. I love your videos. Oh my gosh.
They are beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I want to know, is that you standing on top of the white, is it Toyota RAV4? Is that you standing up there?
Yeah.
I love that.
It's my 4Runner. So I bought.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I bought my 4Runner. I think not last. I've had it for about a year and a half now. So I've added some modifications to my truck and stuff, and so put some mud tires on there. So when I go storm chasing, I can go through some pretty serious stuff. And yeah. So
what awesome. was that your Titanic moment? I'm the king of the world.
Yeah.
It was more like I'm the conductor of lightning. No, you do feel on top of the world.
I always wonder, and I love being able to talk to photographers about this because I'm very interested in learning. And I'm one of those people who like we've had people on here and they start talking about aperture, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So if you're a beginner like me and you want to learn how to take good weather photos, like where do you start?
Internet. There's a lot of good resources online. YouTube. There's different courses. For myself, I basically just started out just shooting in aperture mode or shutter mode, understanding the settings, and like when you're taking photos, just understanding those settings and what they're doing. So I did take one, I think it was about a 30-minute session with a local photo shop here. And basically I just, I played with the camera for probably a few months. I think it was 3 months. And then after that, I went in there and I started asking my questions. And that's where they kind of helped me to expand a little bit. The other thing that I did that helped me immensely was going to photo clubs. So there's a few photo clubs, and getting feedback on your photos. And again, just getting out, practicing, going out with others, shooting, understand what settings other people are shooting with. That helped a lot.
I've
And
never
then it's
heard of a photo club.
Oh, we got tons.
Do
of
they
them here.
drink at
Yeah.
those?
Oh yeah.
No, they do.
Fun
So
too.
that's a book club.
Oh yeah.
That's when everything is like, oh, this is crazy.
And then they climb on top of their cars, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's before the drinks. That's before the
Oh,
drinks.
okay. Wow.
Okay, so do you get a lot of aurora up where you are? Because I am just you have this really cool farmhouse that I see a lot in your pictures, and I'm like, oh gosh, I want to visit
So
there.
pretty.
I know it's out in the middle of nowhere, but I'm like, I want to visit there and see it.
Which one was that one? Was it the red one?
Okay, I'm partially colorblind, so sure.
Okay, was it the newer looking one? I
It
guess
looks
I'll
like
ask that.
if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's a lone little farmhouse.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
think I
few
saw
of
one
them.
that was red and one was just like a brown, like a light brown or
Yeah,
something.
you know what? There's a lot of different buildings out this way. So near me, like within like my house, like if you looked at the I think I had like almost a 7-minute aurora video that I did recently with a time lapse, and in there the house that you see in there is my actual house. So shortly after I moved into my house, there was an amazing show that showed up right over top. So I just set up the camera and off I went, and I just watched a TV show and let it go.
That's a good omen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
And so a lot of other places, I mean, you know, I keep an eye out for the aurora, but like in the last, I'd say 3 years, it's got to be at least no more than that. I'd say 2013 things started getting a little bit slower, but we're in solar minimum right now, which means the sun isn't very active and we're not getting the burst that we need to get the aurora. So it's a lot quieter right now. But typically we will get them more outside the city where you don't have the ambient light and everything from the city lights.
Okay, so you just said solar minimum. That's more than just being a photographer, Shannon.
Well, I mean, I know a little bit. I don't know a lot. I'm not a sciencey technical person. So yeah.
So
little
let's go back to the whole beginner question, specifically with lightning, okay? Because you've done a great job with that. So give me a couple beginner tips on photographing lightning.
Okay, so for lightning, what I do is I put my camera into manual mode. So manual focusing. So what you do is you've got auto focusing and manual focusing on your camera for a DSLR specifically. So what you want to do is you want to focus to, you want to press your shutter speed and focus in on a point that's on the horizon line. And that will focus in as far as you possibly can. So you just flick your focus over to manual at that point and it's locked in. So as long as you don't touch the focus ring on the front of your camera, the camera is set up to that. So the next thing you want to do for daytime lightning, you pretty much have to use a lightning trigger or keep pressing the shutter button and get lucky. But at nighttime, what you can do to get good lightning is just set your shutter speed to a longer shutter speed. And set your f-stop to, what I typically do is I started at f13 and 13 seconds. And all of my focusing is, it's again, focused to that horizon line. So your focus is as far as it can go, which is infinity focusing. So you should be able to Google that if you needed to, just to get a YouTube video on how to focus to infinity. I'm going to be doing a tutorial very shortly on that and how to get yourself there. So stay tuned to my Twitter channel for that. That'll be coming out, I'm figuring, in the next 2 weeks or so. But you do that for nighttime lightning. Again, just hit your shutter. And then for 13 seconds, it'll fire, and then you can get lightning in between there.
So clearly I don't know anything about photography. DSLR, I thought that was something with the internet.
That is your big camera. The big expensive cameras. If you're spending over $800 on a camera, that's your DSLR.
What does that stand for?
Digital. I can't remember.
Oh, good. I got you.
It's digital. It stands for digital SLR, is what it's.
That's right.
What the heck's SLR?
The film cameras I know are SLRs, and
So
and then the
those
digital
can catch
ones came out.
Single lens.
lightning, say, better
Something.
than if you're trying to take a movie and then
Oh, yeah.
trying to like stop it. Because
Yeah.
sometimes like I have a regular camera or my iPhone. Granted,
Yeah.
it's got a good camera, but I'm sitting there just holding it, thinking, well, maybe I'll catch it and then I'll stop it, but that doesn't do it. It's not fast enough, or
I've gotten some pretty good shots with my phone. Even like the lightning at night, I've gotten some pretty good shots.
oh, okay.
So tips there.
Yeah.
So what are some tips using the phone camera?
There's some lightning apps for those, especially for the iPhone. There's a good one, iLightning, I think is what it's called. I don't have an iPhone anymore, but I did, and that's what I used then. I've got an Android now, and I've got a couple of them. So there is both the lightning trigger and the app itself is by Stepping Stone, and it's the Stepping Stone lightning trigger. And they've got an app for the phone as well. It's not as good, of course, but it will search for that flash of light and then take the photos.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You made my day just telling me about that app, because I have literally, like, especially on vacation when we're like, say, at the beach and there's a storm over the ocean, I'm sitting there trying to catch something, and just can't.
Yeah, the trick is that like a lot of the time your phone has to be 1 or 2 second exposures. So you have to be extremely still when you're holding your camera or your phone.
So no drinking, Dina.
I know. I was just thinking, like, how do I hold my beer and hold that steady at the same time?
She's out. She's out.
I'm done.
No way.
There's tripods for your phone. So
Club
right.
of one.
I'm gonna actually download that. I'm gonna try it. We've got some storms
Dina.
coming this weekend. I'm gonna try it.
So
Awesome.
so Shannon, talk a little bit about some of the equipment that you bring with you when you do go out chasing.
Okay. So my typical setup is I've got 2 Nikon cameras. So I've got a Nikon D850, and I just recently got a Z6. I've also got the different lenses that I've got. I've got several of them, but my typical ones is the Nikon 14 to 24 millimeter, and it's a 2.8, and then, which is more technical, but I also have a 20 mil 1.8. What else do I have? I've got a 70 to 200 and 24 to 70. So depending on what I'm shooting, I've got all my lenses with me typically. But I also have 2 tripods, so I make sure I have sturdy tripods. I've had both. I've had my extremely sturdy tripod fall over on me at least once. I got a wind warning, I think, in the middle of Kansas or Nebraska one time, and then you could kind of see the line of dust coming in at you, and then I'm like, that my tripod should be able to handle that. And sure enough, the whole thing just fell right backwards.
Did it break?
No.
It did break one of my lightning triggers, but the rest of it was okay. So, and I managed to get that fixed. I got it fixed. Yeah.
I have a couple questions, Shannon. Do you travel alone, and do you head south to the States a lot?
So I try to get down to the States at least once a year. Obviously this year it's not going to happen. I've already canceled my flights, unfortunately. But right around Manitoba and Saskatchewan, we get some pretty good storms. So I'm hoping that it's going to be a decent season this year, that I'll be able to do that. But I do try to travel. When I'm here, I usually, depending on the type of storm and who's available, I'll try to go with 1 or 2 people. But I mean, I enjoy going on my own too. Like if I know it's going to be kind of, more cells that are going to be on their own, and then I'll go. It's nice to go alone sometimes.
Yeah.
Sure. For me, it's a good getaway. It's good to just keep my thoughts, open and quiet. And I love driving and just the open roads. So. But down in the States, I don't go alone when I'm down in the States because the storms down there are much, much bigger. So the last few years I've been going with Tom Smetana. And then we usually meet up with a few other people. So Braden Morso, Jordan Carruthers, there's a few others that we typically say hi to. So
when you travel, does your car have the same chair that you got from Star Trek Next Generation you're sitting in right now? That is so cool.
It's close, but not quite. I had to get a gamer's chair because I set up a big computer just in December. So I got myself a gamer's chair just to make it nice and comfy. Yeah, because I spent I think in December when I first started putting together that Aurora video, and I put over 80 hours into that thing, and I swear this seat has shrunk into half now. It's just I'm I've been sitting in it too much, but I'm very glad I did it because with working from home and stuff now, it's kind of required.
I'll let you know that a couple of our viewers have commented on the cool factor of it. So
when we go to commercial, Phil, can she be like, engage?
Warp speed.
You gotta get the sound effects.
That's good. Well, hey, tell you what, with that note and the chair and everything else, because that would be a awesome chair to drive my vehicle in if we could. But we've got summer coming, and a lot of people are going to be out on their motorcycles, RVs, once they open the country up, taking all kinds of cross-country trips. And I need to tell you guys about the Drive Weather app. Anytime I used to take a trip across country, I would always have to look up every single National Weather Service field office's reports along my way to get a feel for the hourly forecast and what things are going to look like by the time I'm getting to that point in my trip. Well, what's great about the Drive Weather app is it now does all that for me, and with the slide of a timeline, I can see what the weather is going to be like along my route when I get there. So it shows this to me. It tells this to me. It's really cool. It now has a special time tweaker for RVs and truckers because maybe don't drive quite as fast. You can adjust the speed of your trip so it can forecast when you're going to get to this point, what the weather is going to be like when you get to that point. The Drive Weather app, it's on iOS and Android. You can get a free version with up to 2 days of weather forecasts and city-to-city routing. But for just $9.99 a year, you can get a subscription, gets you 7 days of weather, shows you the wind direction and speed, so if you know you're going to be fighting the wind or with the wind, and it gives you specific address-to-address routing. So you can find out all these details. Go to driveweatherapp.com. Hey, let's go ahead and get a refill. We're going to take a break. If you're listening to our edited podcast, stay tuned for a new edition of Titan U Minute. We're going to be right back with Shannon to play the lightning round. Alrighty.
All right.
Who do we got on tonight, MJ?
Oh, we've got all kinds of people. Twisted Brother Chasing, Nicholas Isabella, Lori Grace, Garrett Beverly.
Oh, Lori's on next episode. That's cool.
Severe Weather Watchers. Who else? Suzanne Poth. So all kinds of people.
Cool.
Hi, guys. I recognize a lot of those names.
Good. Yeah, and I missed people, I'm sure. I'm sorry for missing people. Here's one thing I'll throw up there. 88 Pro Street S10 says that's what DSLR is. And they're
Digital
right.
Single lens reflex.
Yep. I recognize those names too. A lot from America's Most Wanted, I think, though.
Hey, I need everybody, if you don't have some in front of you, get a pen and paper, because our lightning round, we're going to play a little match game tonight. So make sure you get a pen and some paper. Shannon, do you have some pen and paper?
Certainly do. How big does my paper need?
Okay, I need to get some. Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Oh, I got one here.
What were you looking at? You were like dazing off into some other planet there a second ago.
Yeah, I was. Hang on a minute. I was bringing up my weather fool or resource. I was making sure I had it up there in my tab. That's what I was doing. So yeah, I'm ready for the weather fool or resource. So I'm ready. I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
That's all I was doing.
Because you were like just like focused on something just slightly off camera while I was talking about pen and paper.
Squirrel.
All right.
I know.
So all right. So we'll come back. I'll have a question for Shannon to chat with, chasing point, but we'll go maybe another 10 minutes and then jump into the lightning round. And of course, you'll know it's lightning round when you hear that sound.
Hey, questions. Anybody else, Phil? Is anybody else noticing a few artifacts in Phil's sound, or is it just me?
What is an artifact?
Yeah, what's that?
Like a hiccup.
Am I like skipping too?
You are not. I don't
didn't
think
hear.
as bad as I was. But does anybody hear that, or is it just me?
Like, was I Max Headrooming or something? Like, was
It
No.
wasn't that bad, but I hear it every once in a while.
Okay.
But maybe it's just me.
I did not notice it.
I'm on like my third computer today trying to get this all to work. So
I did not
my
see any
goodness.
Native American pottery. No, I did not. Artifacts. Never heard of it.
yeah, have
I
you
got
never
it.
really video and audio artifacts? Yeah, that's okay.
hey, I saw
Boo.
You TV
Um,
guys, I don't know. I think you should know that.
I saw Shane Adams was on. Shane, I just ran into your podcast recently too. So I've listened to maybe one or two, but good stuff. Keep it up, Shane.
Oh yeah, we got Major League Chasing's joined us, and Katie's joined us, and Pawnee Storm Chasers are here. All kinds of people.
All righty. So here we go. So we'll come back again. A couple questions for Shannon. We'll hit lightning round and then take another break. Okay. And again, we're playing match game. That'll be our match game. So here we go. Coming back. 3, 2. Hey, so welcome back, everybody. We're with photographer and storm chaser Shannon Bileski. And Shannon, I've got a question for you. It actually just came up recently. And it seems like every year this comes up, but chaser safety and chasers that maybe get a little bit out of hand, get out of control. There's discussions about the image, the public image that's being shared and all that, and what does the public feel about chasers? And my question is this to you from a safety standpoint. What do you feel? Number one, do you feel there is an issue with chaser safety? Number one, and number two, if you do, what do you think might be some solutions to that first?
Solutions, I don't know. I've heard of several things about the of getting a license and all that kind of stuff, and honestly, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know that I've got enough experience. There goes Storm. I don't know that I've got enough experience, especially chasing in the States. Like up in Canada here, we don't run into a lot of issues with chasing. I have had a few issues and incidents where I've had somebody racing down the road. Like I know in the 2007 tornado, when we were driving one way down the highway, there was somebody else coming the other way on the one way right at us, doing probably 110 with a look of panic on their face. So it's not even chasers, it's regular citizens and people who are freaking out because of the storms as well. So, and I know like down in the States, we've run into issues with farmers and people chasing after us saying that we were doing the wrong thing being chasers. So I don't know that there's any real answer. I mean, storms are going to happen. People are going to be there. I know last year with the Magnum tornado, the high risk day there was a lot of people on the road. And I think that's the most that I've ever seen. That was very unsafe. There was a lot of people, there was a lot of accidents. There was people being stupid. There was people being, passing on double lines and putting their lights on as if they were cops. And, you know, like like the cops can't be patrolling that, right? So what is the answer? I honestly don't know.
Here, so let me propose this to you a little bit. You mentioned the license idea, and I don't think that's really a feasible option. But this is something we have talked about. It seems like every spring this comes up. So someone does something stupid in the public eye, or someone gets killed, which is worst case scenario, because of chasers that really aren't safe. If you really have chased out in the plains, you always come across the people that are parking in the road, that are, you know, just not at all safe. So I guess the question is this: you're never going to get everybody. You're never going to get everybody included on that. But if there was some kind of safety, and I don't want to use the word certification, I don't think that's the right word, but if there was some safety checklist that because to change the culture, you got to get people to feel like being safe is cool.
Yep,
being safe is the best way to do it. Being safe is the way to go. And the only way you're going to do that, number one, in my opinion, is you've got to get some well-known storm chasers or meteorologists that are respected, right, to buy into this, number one, right?
Yep.
So you can get some promotion, because ultimately you're trying to get to the masses, right? I'm not trying to get to Shannon. I'm not trying to get to...
And if you think about it too, though, I think the masses are in agreement with you. They're in agreement with you, and they're safe chasers. I think the masses, it's those few individuals, and I don't know, and I think the public shaming is a way to go there, and possibly with you know, the cops having them have some kind of you know, being able to go after them after the fact, if that's possible. Like I think I agree with you with the you know, having the respect from higher up coming down and having them do the shaming. And
go ahead. Yeah.
No, and I agree that the education, especially with newer chasers coming out and you know, having them have that education and understanding and the importance of it.
So here's what I'm thinking, right? And so I'm thinking if there was some kind of a checklist that, hey, I want to be a safety chaser, again, whatever that is, but there's a checklist. Like, number one, I have my spotter training through the National Weather Service. Number two, I am American Red Cross or American Heart Association CPR trained and first aid certified. Maybe there's some kind of besides your driver's license, maybe there's some kind, I mean, everything's online nowadays, right? There's some kind of online safety driving class that I can take, right? And I submit proof that I've taken these. Here's my certificate. And you know, even Spotter Network has like a little quiz you take, right, to show that you understand certain principles. So maybe you just got a simple website people go to do that as well. And then now they are safety approved chaser. And maybe you send them a sticker, okay? Send them a sticker that says 2020 chaser safety approved. Slap, you know, maybe I want to slap it on my car because I'm proud of the fact that I promote safety. And if you get the right people to promote it, the masses will start going, oh, cool. You know, Shannon Bileski, she's promoting this safety training and all this stuff. What do I need to do to get it too? But you just get the conversation going about safety, and that just gets in people's heads. There are always going to be morons and deadheads that still do stupid crap. But care. This gets the focus out there on safety. And now you actually have people getting trained in first aid and CPR. You actually get people, you know, trained to maybe do some things that can be really helpful. And I know there are a lot of chasers that do that already, but you got to start, and it's ground root stuff, but you got to start the talk about safety, and you got to get a couple people that the mass chasers look up to a little bit.
Yeah, and
they want to get it too.
somebody had mentioned, I saw kind of some back and forth on Twitter as well about some mentorship and, having a mentor, storm chaser, going along with somebody and getting some mentorship from somebody. And that comes with that safety aspect as well, right? Understanding this is a safe way you chase, like you pull over if you want to be looking at all of your data, you have your safety, your first aid course. These are the safe ways to chase. And I mean, not everybody has to be 50 feet away from a tornado. I mean, it's I know for myself, like, I know I won't put myself in danger, and I won't, like, when there's mass people like that, I won't put myself in that way. Like, I won't put myself in that crowd. I'd rather back up, take a photo from back, and take some lightning, and you got the storm off in the distance. I mean, I've seen photos of tornadoes with the stars and everything in there, right? So you get some great photos, and you don't have to be 50 feet away from a tornado.
And I think, and I've heard people say, you're not going to get it approved. No one's going to. Here's the thing: it can't be a license. It can't. There can't be it's really not a governing body issue, because let's be honest, no one's going to touch it.
Nobody's going to enforce it.
There's two, and the reason they're not going to touch it is from a liability issue, right? Like, you're not going to get the American Red Cross you're not going to work with them to develop a storm chaser safety certification, because they're not, from a liability standpoint, they don't want to touch it because it's coming back to them, right? If someone does something stupid or does some, National Weather Service, that's why they don't want to touch chasing. Yeah. They're always talking spotting. Now, they love the chaser reports when they come in, but they're not promoting it because from a liability standpoint, they can't. So what this has to be is, it really has to be a privately, funded. It doesn't really even have to be a funded thing. You just got to have someone or an association of people that will agree to, hey, collect the information. Yep, you've met the requirements, and I stamp and send you an envelope and say you're in, and I now record you as you're good for the first year. And then, I would even say, put on the sticker, put a number. Hey, if you want to report my driving, call this number. You ever see those on truck? Heck, put it on there. Again, if you're proud of being safe at what you do, you throw the sticker on and be someone to say, hey, call if you think I'm doing something bad, right?
That's the key, though, I think, Phil. You've got to want people, they have to want to do it.
No, and I agree.
And I agree. I could see how you could have, different levels as well. So, if you've reported so many tornadoes or reported, you do your storm reports, because I know
a good idea.
Don't go out there and they're not reporting, and that's the whole point of this, is to get the ground information to the weather offices so that they can report it to the people. I mean, it's the people who are in danger. I mean, us in vehicles, we're not in that much danger. I mean, we're, to a certain degree we are, but we can control that. People in their houses can't control that. So you need the people putting in the reports, and if that's not happening, so you could do some kind of level that, you can get master level or, wedge level if you.
I like that. That's a great idea.
And
if you have so many storm reports and your reports make sense and they're detailed and they're up to spec.
And people, and again, responses to this, I'm looking at this as, again, just not a gimmick, right? Because you're getting people trained. Yeah. You're getting people trained in CPR and first aid and stuff like that. And if you do nothing but save one life, right? Or if you do nothing but save one injury or car wreck or whatever by doing something like this, my point is it gets people talking more about safety, right? So it just becomes a little bit more in the mindset of the general chaser population, which I think for the most part they are. I'm not saying that we're not, but
it becomes the norm.
Right. It becomes the norm, and it becomes something for other people to achieve. I think the chaser community, right, they're always looking at wanting to learn more. I want to learn more about photography. I want to learn more about forecasting. I want to learn more about being a safety certified chaser, right? Yeah. You got to get some bigger respected names on board first and kind of make that cool. And here's my point. This is something I've been talking about now for probably 4 years. It always comes up every spring, and then it dies down because a lot of the more well-respected and known chasers that I have talked to about this kind of go for whatever reason it is. But I really think that this is something that there is a need, can make a better public perception out there. If there's something like this out there as well. And I think it can be really fairly loose. I still think the chaser community does a good job of policing each other, and this doesn't change that, right? This isn't a way to go at find people that are doing the wrong thing. That's not what this would be about. This is about getting more people focused on the right thing. And more of the right thing,
and feeling bad when they're doing the wrong thing.
Sure,
right.
Sure.
I totally agree. I've got one of those "How's my driving" stickers on my car, but it has Phil's cell phone number on it. So,
That's why I'm getting those calls. Well, hey, that's the sound. It's time for our lightning round. So this is our game show of flashy and brilliant questions we always play with our guests. We invite everybody to play along. So if you're watching or listening, you can join in tonight as well. We're going to have some fun tonight. This is going to be good. We're going to play a little COVID-19 match game. A little COVID-19 match game. And so if you're familiar with the match game, Shannon, we have our pool of celebrity guests, Kim, Maz, MJ, Dina, and you. So you're the contestant. So what happens is I'm going to read a statement, a sentence, but there's always a missing word or words. There's a blank. And so your goal, so all of the celebrity co-hosts, they're going to come up with an answer to fill the blank, and your goal is to try and match as many of them as you can. Does that make sense?
Okay. I will do my best.
Okay. So everybody got their pen and paper.
Yeah.
This is our COVID-19 matched game. And so here's what you're going to do. You're going to write your answer down on the piece of paper. And I'm going to, you don't show anybody, don't tell anybody. And then when we're done, I'm going to first go to Shannon. She's going to tell me her word or words. And then we'll go through our co-host to see if she was able to match anybody. All right. So here's the first one. One Chinese doctor said to another, and careful, Maz, I'm going to give you a call. Careful here already.
just say no. Just say no.
One Chinese doctor said to another, "Look, Chow, you can tell the Americans are quarantined now. See, they can even get blank delivered to your door." Did you get that? So one Chinese doctor said to another, "Look, Chow, you can tell the Americans are quarantined now. See, they can even get blank delivered to their door." So go ahead and fill in your blank. Those good old Americans. We always get all kinds of great stuff delivered to our door. So, all right, so here we go. Let's find out. Shan, we're going to start with you first. Chinese doctor said to the other, "Look, Chow, you can tell the Americans are quarantined now. See, they even get what delivered to your door?" What do you say?
Okay, my gut was one thing, but I'm gonna go with beer.
Beer. You can even get beer delivered to your door. All right, so let's find out if you made any matches. Kim, what are you getting delivered to the door?
Well, I haven't been able to, but I don't know if you could see it. Toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Yeah.
And Shannon, if you have any, send it our way.
I've got a backup package, so
Okay.
They're going to stop it at the border. They won't get it
Walmart
across.
toilet paper. Yeah.
All right, MJ, what? Let's see if we can match. What do you got delivered to the door?
There we go. Right
Beer.
there.
All right, we got a match. Beer. All right, Maz.
I'm with Kim. Toilet paper.
Oh,
Toilet
man.
paper.
Nice.
Too close. Too close.
Man.
All right, Dina, what do we
I don't
got?
know if you can see it. Wine.
Wine. We're gonna give that to you. It's
That's close
alcohol.
enough.
That's
Yeah.
close enough. All right. So wow, two matches. Good job, Shannon. Okay, second one. A non-essential employee found some extra time on his hands and said, "I'm setting out to write the shortest book ever. Its title is The Wit and Wisdom of Blank. A non-essential employee found some extra time on his hands and said, I'm setting out to write the shortest book ever. Its title is The Wit and Wisdom of Blank. Go ahead and enter your answers. Wit and wisdom. We're going to find where the love is tonight, I think. All right, everybody's getting their cards in. So, Shannon, I'm going to come back to you. A non-essential employee found some extra time on his hands and said, I'm setting out to write the shortest book ever, and its title is The Wit and Wisdom of...
Passing time.
Passing time. Wit and wisdom of passing time. Okay. With the wit and wisdom of passing time. So, MJ, I'm going to start with you first. What are you? What's your book about?
It's about a virus.
The wit and wisdom of the virus. Not a match. Not a match. Maz, wit and wisdom
of toilet paper. It's written on 2-ply.
I almost chose that.
That's funny. All right, Dina, what's the wit and wisdom book about?
Don't hate me for getting political, but I just put government.
Government. Okay.
We
Kim,
were thinking
We're not
alike,
getting political here tonight.
but I said the media.
Yeah.
The media. Wit and wisdom of the media.
Don't give me any crap, people. I'm just making a joke.
Weren't you a part of the media at one point, Kim?
Yes.
I was.
Okay, just checking.
I was.
Just checking. All right, so Shannon, no matches.
She's weather.
No matches. Here's the last one. Last one. With so many people staying home and spring sports being canceled, Mary said, it's hard being an umpire. Every time we have sex, he yells blank. So with so many people staying home and spring sports being canceled, Mary said, it's hard being an umpire. Every time we have sex, he yells blank. All right, everybody get their answers in. All right, I'm looking at some of our viewers saying foul, strike, touchdown.
Oh, there you go.
You're out.
Yeah, they've been playing along. Yeah.
All right, Shannon. So here we go. So many people are staying home and spring sports are canceled. Mary said, it's hard being an umpire. Every time we have sex, he yells.
Okay, I'm Canadian and we're into hockey.
You have baseball in Canada.
Yeah, we do, but come on.
Hockey.
So I'm going with score.
Score.
Okay.
That's good. I'm trying to think if
get a match at all, but
I don't know if score is used in baseball a whole lot, but all right, we'll see. Let's check it out, Maz. We're gonna go with you first. What's Mary's husband yelling while having sex?
They're not the toilet paper.
I had toilet paper, but I changed it to take your base.
Take your base. That's good.
that doesn't sound exciting at all.
Well, depends which base we're talking about.
That is good. All right, Dina. What's being yelled?
Strike.
That's good. And you matched a couple of our listeners. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, Kim, I'm jumping to you. Let's see if we can get a match. What's being yelled in the bed?
Foul balls.
Oh,
good.
One, Kim.
That's ouch. Okay, MJ, let's go. What do we got? Do we got a match?
Well, I matched a couple of our viewers. You're out.
All right. So no match. The first one was a good one, Shannon. You got a couple on that. So that was fun. All right. So Shannon, do me a favor. You did an awesome job. Tell our listeners and viewers how can they follow you on social media and find your good videos and all that stuff.
Okay. So you can follow me pretty much on any social media through Shanbil at whatever. So at Shanbil, SHANNBIL. So on Twitter, Facebook, Signature Exposures, Shannon Bileski. I'm out there. Just Google.
What are you gonna do your photography thing on Twitter?
I will put it on YouTube and then I will share it on Twitter.
That sounds awesome. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take our final break, and we're going to be right back with our infamous hashtag Weather Fools and our WX resources. Awesome. Great job, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.
Excellent.
Yeah, thanks, Shannon.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
job on that stuff.
Okay, where do I get a chair like that? Where do I get a chair?
That would be Staples. Staples.ca.
Really?
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 Huh.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got like a couple behind me, but they're not as
Oh.
cool as yours.
Yeah, so these ones actually it's got like a lumbar support and then
Yeah.
it's got the neck support. So it's
Yeah.
got little pillows on it.
Wow.
Cool.
Is it
Wow,
really a
okay.
gamer's chair?
It's a gamer's chair.
Looks like
Yeah,
Wow,
it looks
that's
like
cool.
it.
It
Yeah.
can vibrate when you sit in it. I'm just saying.
That would be nice.
I
The match
did.
game's
Like
getting
when
to Dina's
my
head.
my
It is.
son was playing Xbox, you'd be playing it, you could hear through the speakers. There's little speakers in it.
Mine doesn't have speakers,
Oh.
but I'm sure I
Okay.
can get add-ons.
But he's sat in that thing so long, he's pretty much put a hole in it.
I wonder why.
All right, so Shannon, are you sticking around for the last
Yeah,
segment?
I'll stick around. Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty.
I got Kim. I get the chair next. I get the chair.
All
My
right,
chair. Get your ass out of there.
Let's go through Weather Fools. So Maz, you are introducing Weather Fools
Okay.
and what they are. Remember, I will come in with an applause and the Who song,
Okay.
right? So just wait for the
We don't get fooled again.
and then you can go. Okay.
What episode?
It is
103.
episode 103,
103.
and I have 4 Weather Fools.
Wow.
Oh,
Whoa. Always comes like
I don't know, dude. They're
overly prepared.
some people have sent them to me. I got Alex Livingstone, Christina Lunalight sent me one. So we got a few, and I've even given some to MJ too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, you gave me one. Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
though.
Okay.
I've got one.
And I'm just gonna describe mine because it's got some language and some other questionable things. so-
Really?
Yeah, but we
Okay.
can't hear it, can we?
No, well, you shouldn't, but I'm gonna still just describe it because it's too long.
Now I
anyway.
want to hear it even more.
Then it'll be linked, and you'll go.
We'll link it in the show notes. There you go. All right, so Phil, MJ, and Dina with Weather Fools.
I don't want to
Anybody
work
else?
that hard editing.
I'll do Dina, MJ, Phil in that order.
And go ahead and share your screen, everybody, right now. Get that out of the way.
Oh, okay.
So MJ's got those.
Oh, I'm doing this one.
Did you do that, Phil?
I shared my screen, but I didn't add it.
Okay.
But it might have naturally done that.
Oh, because
'Cause I'm
you're
signed
as
in.
a
Yeah.
yeah.
Thought I saw a skeleton.
Kim Shannon. No, I was just listening
Hey,
to
Kim,
that
is
again.
there a character in one of the books that's still trying to figure out screen sharing?
Wow, where are you now, Kim? My goodness.
Google.
It's like, holy cow. Okay. Wow. No, I'm not falling into this.
We lost Kim.
Todd, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can't figure this out. Oh, wait. There we go.
What episode was
Is it
that?
gone?
Episode 33.
Skeleton.
Sorry.
Yeah,
That was
episode
funny.
33.
33. I love that one, man. I was
Kim
I
was
want you to
lost in the
know-
land of screen share.
Oh,
Couldn't get
man.
It's
out.
no longer my screensaver, by the way. I'll bring it back in October, though.
The skeletons. That was good. All right. Okay. So then, Weather Fools, and then WX Resources. I have 2.
So Phil, I have one.
And Dina, you're introducing that.
Okay. Who Who else has
Anybody
a
else?
quick
I have
resource?
one. MJ's got one. I'll describe.
MJ. Okay.
Shannon, do you have a weather resource you'd like to share?
A weather resource?
A weather resource, yeah, like maybe a cool photography piece of equipment or website to go to.
How about her website?
Oh, my website sucks.
No, it's awesome.
Oh,
Love the
I
video.
haven't updated my website, like signatureexposures.com, in forever. So yeah, that's out. Just
well, don't
Flickr.
stick her on the spot.
Flickr is a good site to go to. I usually update there. That's got all my photos.
So do you want to make that your weather resource?
Sure.
Okay. So Shannon's got a weather resource.
So I know Micah Bileski has shared in the past about the lightning trigger.
Yes.
So I don't know if you want to mention that again, because that's my
Well, you
favorite.
can. Do you want to do that as your weather resource instead? We gave one of those away before Christmas. That was one of our giveaways.
I know those things. So I paid. So down in the States, I think it's like $350 or $375, something like that.
What's the Canadian conversion?
Canadian conversion,
$10.
I think about oh god, 3 years ago it was about $650. It was not cheap.
Whoa.
Yeah. So,
But worth every penny, right?
yeah, I've actually got two of them. So
Wow.
I bought one when our dollar was par. So I paid about $400 including shipping, and then I bought the other one. And it was about $650. So
Wow.
and the amount of it's hilarious, the amount of cords and stuff that I go through. So do you remember, Phil, last night when we were talking about doing this and with the earphones and stuff, and how my cat keeps eating my earphones? So I had like a massive headset. I've had two of them. So she ate the cord on one of them. She ate the cord on my second one. So I now have a mic and I've got one ear. I've lost the hearing in the left ear. And literally just as I was setting up for tonight with the earphones, I was trying to set up. I had everything ready to go. I went downstairs to go grab my Crown Royal, came back upstairs, and another set was gone.
Cat for sale.
That's an expensive cat.
Cat for sale. All right. So Dina, you good on who's got the weather resources?
Yeah, and Shannon, I'll just let Phil go first, even though you're the guest, just so you can see what he's doing and kind of get a feel for it, and then that way you're not like, there you are, you're on the spot.
Okay, do you want me to share I can pull up the site.
Yeah.
Nah, if you're gonna go through are you gonna go through your website or Lightning Trigger or both?
Lightning Trigger. I can do both if you want. I've got Flickr up.
Why don't you show Flickr? You don't have to show Lightning Trigger. It's a box. It's okay. I mean, it works really cool, but visually I don't think it's real. It's not like an exciting. Look at this cool looking.
And remember,
box.
Describe things. We're an audio podcast.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Describe. So if you show pictures, everybody going, "Oh, ooh, that's so pretty." Ooh, yeah. Everyone's gonna be like, "What the heck?" Describe what you're showing or what you guys like if you're oohing and eyeing, googling it. All right, then we hit so episode 103 show notes, then Freak Fan Box, and then I'll close it out as normal. Ready? Maz, we're coming into you. 3, 2.
All right, welcome back. Time now for Weather Fools. This is the part of the show where people are doing really just stupid stuff in weather where you want to go, dude, what were you thinking, right? So MJ's going to kick us off here first. What do you have, MJ?
Oh, I'm here. Yes, I am here. And so I'm just going to describe one quick. This was shared to us by MLC Storm Chaser, a weather fool he stumbled upon, and it's a video of a person driving through a tornado. Now, there's lots of language not suitable for youngins in this one, which is part of the reason, and you can see them on screen because it's captioned. So that's why I'm not showing it. But it's very interesting as he talks about it as he's driving through various weather events, including apparently a tornado. I am a little curious about it since it's shot looking directly at him and not looking out of the car. So I wonder about that one a little bit, but people should go take a look at it just to see what you think.
We're not under the FCC guidelines. It's fair game.
I know. I'm gonna go look at it now.
So
You got
go
my
look at it.
curiosity
It'll
out.
be
know.
there.
See,
you
it's
go find it.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Don't look at it
Appreciate
now. I want to look
Yeah.
at it.
All right. Thanks, MJ. Dina, you've got one.
I have a weather resource. Let's
No,
see.
this is the Weather
Weather
Fool.
Fool.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is funny because it's Ireland's response to flooding. And it starts off, you could tell there's a road there because there's like a stop sign and street signs. And you see it like a truck go by, but then you see these guys go by on like jet skis and they're hopping these
Oh my
waves
gosh.
that this truck's making. And I'm thinking, that is so crazy. You don't know how deep that is. I don't want to sound like your mom, but stop it, because look at all these like pillars on the right of the screen that are sticking up. I'm just waiting for one of these guys to get impaled. I'm like,
Yeah, and those
oh,
are the
come
old
on.
school jet skis that you stand up on.
Yeah, they're
The
standing.
old jet skis, so they don't give a they don't
Right,
care.
they don't.
If they
Old
crash
jet
them, they're old.
So it's
Yeah.
funny, but I mean, come on, you guys, stop.
Plus, everybody blew through that stop sign. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. The truck goes by and makes a wake like a boat would do, and they're like, they get a good jump. They get some air.
Okay,
That
it
was
was
a
a
good one.
tractor. It was a
Yeah,
tractor, though.
a tractor.
Those things aren't cheap either. All right, Phil, you have not one but four.
I've got four.
Overachiever.
I've got four weather fools. They are in abundance at all times now. But so the first one I'm going to share with you. So this is what we were talking about when we were talking about safety. So this was during the Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia tornado outbreak that we had this past weekend. This was on Twitter from Kelton Hulbert, and it's a video of chasers Derek Smith and Kyle Bauer. And if you watch the video, what they end up doing is they get caught behind traffic because there are down trees on this 4-lane highway. And so they decide they're going to go across the median, and they're going to go wrong way
Oh,
on the other side of the highway. And right when they come across, there's a car coming right with it.
Well.
And,
is that a tree? Oh man, there's a tree right there
Wow.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go in front
you
of
know,
Yep.
so here's the thing.
Idiots.
Yeah.
And they came back. Derek Smith came back and was just really aggressive in what he was doing and basically saying tough shit.
Oh please, unless you're in labor
And
and
so
need to get to the
here's
hospital, no.
yeah, there's always two sides of the story. I get it. But this is where it came up with, okay, what's the public perception of here's a chaser and here's what they're doing. And where to me they're really a weather fool is primarily the fact that they're streaming all this crap.
Yeah.
They were streaming this because they stream their videos, right? So they're streaming all this crap they're doing. That to me was like, oh my God, that was kind of the bonehead.
Are they getting paid at all for streaming? I'm curious.
They are, and again, this is all hearsay, so I don't know. But my understanding is they do work with a broker, so they can sell their footage. That's why they do stream. But so anyway,
Dina, if your name is Darren, you're probably not in labor. Just saying.
I know. I'm like, unless
Derek,
you're
yeah,
in
it's
labor
Derek.
Or
and
Derek,
need to
all
get
right,
to the
Derek.
hospital, there's no reason. Stop it.
Anyway, all right. So that's one. The second one. This is from Alex Livingston, and this was in Britain. This is in England, and it's a couple and it's an older couple, but there's a rainstorm, and they go out in front of their apartment building onto the street where it's really wet with a ironing board, and they both get on the ironing board, pretend they're surfing.
Ah,
They're not actually moving.
they're drunk.
They're not really moving anywhere. They're just standing on the surfboard, moving their arms, pretending like they're surfing.
See,
Car
there,
goes right by 'em.
if there was audio,
Oh my
you'd hear them
gosh.
laughing their asses off because they think they're so funny because they're drunk.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
That's probably a good
Been
point.
there, done that.
Good point.
Maybe they
They're
have the
done that. There
virus.
you
How'd you get that video of me?
All right. Number 3 is our good friend and former guest, Reed Timmer. And if you're a storm chaser, you have to be honest with yourself that there are probably plenty of times that you're really a weather fool because of the situations you purposefully put yourself in. This was Reed Timmer recently down in, this was, I believe, Texas this past week before Easter, and he was just getting nailed with hail. And he was, and if you heard it, he's screaming in the background, but he calls it gorilla hail. And it's putting all kinds of, not only dents in his car, but you can see his windshield is got cracks all over it. One of his back windows is shattered, if the video ever gets to that point. But he's just getting nailed. And if you haven't seen, you got to go to his Twitter feed, and you can see his vehicle, and the front of his car, it just looks demolished.
Oh, I saw the after photo. Like they got the new windshield in, but the whole front of the car looked like cheese.
Brand new windshield, and the front of the car looks like someone literally took a hammer to it.
Cheese. I didn't know any other way to, or the surface of the moon.
Yeah. It was literally like someone took a hammer to every inch of that hood. It was crazy. All right, and then the last one. This is from Christine, aka Luna Light. She sent a video of an Arizona news station that so everyone's at home, right? And so all the meteorologists are home. Whoa. There we go. And so he's doing his broadcast from home. The meteorologist is. For some reason he leaves. He says someone's at my door, and he leaves his chair at his desk.
No.
And he comes back dancing.
He won the lottery.
Dancing, and he starts singing a song.
Publishers Clearinghouse.
He's strong too.
And he's singing the song, but he like kind of knows the words, but he doesn't. His lip syncing is really bad. He's just like saying watermelon, 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 kind of.
What in the world?
I don't know.
Is this the morning show? Because he's drunk already.
Well, I know, and this thing goes on for a long time. I'm like, who gives a meteorologist that much time to do their forecast?
Yeah, they don't.
Oh my goodness.
They told him to stretch. They're like, stretch.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, horrible. Horrible. So this, what is this? Arizona AZ Family, Channel 3 TV, CBS 5.
Oh man.
Whatever.
All right. Hey, so if you want to check all those out, you can go to
Wait a minute,
Stormfront.
I have one.
Oh, thanks. All right. I've already
know
wrapped
that.
up.
I guess
Fine.
we're
Go
doing
ahead.
this different.
Go ahead.
I guess we're doing this different. Okay. So, first remind me, hit share screen.
Where did the, no. We're not doing this again.
Okay.
No. Kim, we'll get your weather fooled on the next episode.
Seriously.
Oh, that's so funny.
All right.
Okay,
Edit.
all right.
Edit. MJ, it's 112:33. Edit.
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
Kim, what the hell happened? We asked who's got a weather fool. What were you doing?
This is resource. This is resource.
No, this is weather fools. You didn't say you had a resource either, though.
You didn't say you had a
didn't
resource.
speak up for any of them.
Well, I'm very confused because Dina,
So am I.
You're being tough on
Yeah.
it, Bill.
Kim, do you have a weather resource?
Or a weather fool.
All right.
Weather
I'm gonna put you
resource.
down. Share your screen now. So because you can share it now, it doesn't matter.
So hit share screen at the bottom, and then it's going to ask you what part of your screen you want to share, and you have to click on your Google or whatever, and then hit share that.
Okay, wait.
Yeah,
So you
because
gotta-
I've got a couple screens set up off my laptop.
Click on the
so-
screen. Yeah, click on the open
May I change
your
your
web
background?
browser.
Okay. Yeah.
Put something tropical behind you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to shave again.
Do
Hurry.
you see it? Do you see it?
Yep, we got it.
Yep,
Okay,
we got
all
it.
right,
So we'll put it up
okay.
next time.
Okay.
Good
thanks.
job. And so you don't have to do anything else. MJ will put it up when you start talking about
He's
it.
the
Bring it
director now.
Thanks.
up. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Lord.
All right. So do we have any other weather fools to do first? Was I the last one?
Yeah, I assumed you
You
were,
had
but
52. We're done.
Okay, so Maz, I'll count you in, and
All
you
right.
just say, "Hey, thanks, that's great stuff." Whatever, episode 103 show notes.
wait, who was the last person to talk? Oh yeah,
Me.
Phil. Okay.
All right.
Shannon's over like, why did I stay?
I
Why?
could be sleeping right now.
This is entertaining, really.
I didn't sign up for this.
All right, here we go, Mass. 3, 2.
Oh, I thought there was music.
No.
I'm like, yeah, that's right.
We're like right in the middle.
Okay,
where
okay,
everything
okay,
goes through
okay,
it.
okay.
All right,
Okay,
you're
sorry.
coming back.
All right.
Come back. 3, 2.
Okay, hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate that, Phil. That was a bunch. And if you all want to check out the videos, actual videos to these, because we're a podcast, you can go to stormfrontfreaks.com. It's episode 103, or you can check things out in the show notes section or on your podcast app.
Okay. All
Anybody
right, you
else?
guys. This is now
Next.
after Weather Fools, we have the WX resource. This is like the cool part of the show where, you know, we can kind of share all our cool weather resources. Like, do you have a cool app? Do you have a cool website? Shannon's got stuff like if you have cool equipment you want to share. All right, so Kim, I'm going to have you go first.
All right. Okay. So this Twitter account, I think, is for someone who loves music and loves weather. And I came across this young man is named Owain Wynne Evans, and he's a weather person for the BBC, Wales BBC. And he says all of a sudden that they said he needed to work from home, and he didn't realize they expected me to do the music too. And he goes over and starts playing the drums. So anyway, if you are into drumming,
hold on. Stop.
Wait.
Kim, you do have to click on the tab that shows it, because right now we just see your StreamYard. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
You didn't tell me that. Okay. All right. So let's start over. All right. So we have this young meteorologist who works for the BBC. His name is Owain Wynne Evans, and actually going through his account, seems like a pretty fun guy to follow. But he's given the weather forecast, and then all of a sudden he leaves it and goes over and says something like, well, you know what? They told me I have to provide the music as well. And he goes over and starts playing his drums and just goes into this crazy set. So if you are into drumming, this kid's actually pretty good. But I thought you should see him go crazy on these drums.
He
So
looks
again,
good.
people,
He looks
He
good.
does. He
it
looks
is,
like he
and
knows
then
what
when
he's doing.
when you hear it, it's really good. So people are having fun, I think, or trying to make it light a little bit of having to stay home and do these things. So anyway, kind of a cool guy to follow anyway.
Should we let him know that Kim's been stalking him too?
That's
Sounds like.
right. I know. Yeah, I don't know. He probably, I don't know.
He
but
looks so
yeah.
young
Anyway,
too.
He does look really young. I mean, he's got another, I think, career
Yeah.
if this one doesn't work out for him. But anyway.
Okay,
That's it.
Shannon, I think you have a weather resource for us.
Okay, so can I share my screen?
I don't know. Can you?
Or you can, yeah.
Were you already doing it? No, you weren't.
Okay, give me a second here. We'll try this out.
There we go.
Here we go.
Okay.
All
Oh, that's so pretty.
So this one is my Flickr site. So this is where you can see most of my photos, and this is where I usually point people if they're interested in purchasing photos. So you can check out the different albums, and it's usually listed by there's my truck and me on my truck.
I love that.
And all the different aurora and storms and all that kind of fun
So
stuff.
that aurora is a beautiful green. I'm curious what Maz sees if he's colorblind.
To be
Where's the
honest-
aurora? Where is it?
Oh, jeez.
No, go up a minute. What is that? That looks like a volcano erupting right there. What is that?
So that is
Fireworks. Sparkling?
spinning sparks. So basically I take a whisk and I throw some what is that? The stuff you scrub with
Soap.
it's
SOS pads?
Purell.
like
Cleanser?
SOS pads. What is it called though?
Bleach.
No.
Brillo pads.
Stuff you SOS pad.
Brillo pad, like
Steel wool.
Steel wool. Yes, thank
Steel
you.
wool.
So you
Okay.
take steel wool and you use like it's the fine grade. And then you light it on fire basically, and then you spin it around. So like, again, this is a safety thing. So I always have my fire extinguisher with me.
Let's do it.
But it's a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. So
You're like the Unabomber. What the heck? Look at that thing.
I'm more mellow. I drink.
I've done this out in the driveway, and I may have had a drink or two.
That
so.
looks so cool. It looks like
that is
something like
Yeah.
something on another planet Like,
It does.
you know?
Yeah. No, it's fun, and I mean, I think I've gotten spark on my hair before, and my head was a little hot. But other than that, I try to do it in the winter and usually with water around. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Have the
this is
hose
my-
ready?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Chemistry major.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's my source.
Thanks, Shannon.
Nice.
All right, I think Phil, you have a
Yeah, so
WX resource?
I've just got a couple. You know, everyone's sitting at home. Everyone's binge watching things now and catching up on things. And my WX resource is for those chasers and weather fans that can't chase or are stuck at home. Number one, season 2 of Reed Timmer's Tornado Chasers series is free on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube. You can catch his second season of his Tornado Chasers series, which is great because that season he had Jim Cantori chase with him and Ginger Z, and it's kind of cool. There's also most all of the episodes of all 5 seasons of the Discovery Channel's Storm Chasers series. Those are also free if you download the Discovery Go app. And so just some good, free, good produced chasing series that you might like and are free.
Cool. All right.
Did I say they were free?
Yes, you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
Said they were free.
Discovery Go.
Discovery
app, right?
Go app. Yep. And then just search Storm Chasers, and almost all the episodes of all 5 seasons are
Oh
available.
wow, man! You could total binge watch.
Yep.
All right, I do have one, and this is cool. I just recently discovered this. This is tropicalatlantic.com/radars, and sometimes radars in the United States are pretty easy to access, but I just kind of discovered this one, and it's got radars all over the world. And I kind of like it because you can just go to it, click on it, and then you just click on the name. It'll give you its coordinates and all kinds of information for it. But it'll pop up, and even if you're in another country, it'll say translate if you need it, and then you can see it, which I think is kind of cool. Sometimes, we're stuck
Very cool.
inside.
Mm.
We kind of want to see what's going on in other parts of the world. So, it gives me the feeling of
Traveling.
being out and
Control.
traveling, and yet not. So,
Looks like Africa needs a few radar.
yeah,
sites
yeah, they don't have much.
You're
but-
screwed, man. You got
What was that? What was that site?
tropicalatlantic.com/radars. So tropical Atlantic, all one word, .com/radars. So it's kind of nice. And then I was kind of playing around with other countries. So if you go to France or something, it'll say translate, so you can at least read it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like it.
MJ, I think you've got a cool WX resource, right?
I do. Well, I do. I've got. It's sort of along the lines of what Phil was saying about some things you can do while we're quarantined here, and it was submitted to us by Parker Owens, one of our great fans out there, and he contributed a resource again that gives you something to do while you're quarantining. It's 3+ hours of pure tornado video and audio, all put together, and it actually comes from Skip Talbot.
Oh, nice.
He has stitched together some great tornado footage, and has most of the original audio with it too. So that's kind of, something to take a look at.
And I looked at it. It looked all 4K.
It's
good.
very,
Wow.
very nice.
Blow it
Very
up on your big
nice.
screen TV and chill for 3 hours.
Yeah, it's great, and we'll
Just
put
three.
that link in the show notes for sure too.
Put your sweats on and
That's
sit
right.
down and just
Wait, what
let's
was that link again, MJ?
go. You forgot already.
YouTube.com/K3X5.
That's the problem. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
897G.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what the show notes.
If we don't want to remember all that, you can go to episode 103 show notes on stormfrontfreaks.com. Check out WX resources.
There you go.
Send me a postcard, drop me a line. You've got mail, baby, yeah.
All right, MJ, what's in the mailbox?
All right, we got a couple mail contributions this time. At NYC Storm Chaser checked in and said another great episode of At Stormfront Freak podcast just ended, featuring Jim Cantori. Always great to hear his stories. That's Nicholas. Thanks, Nicholas, for checking in with us.
That was fun.
That was fun. That was a great time with Jim all the time. And then we had Mr. Fuzzy Pants 02.
Mr.
Yes, also known as Tornado Matt, said it would be fun to see Jeff Piotrowski again on the podcast for round number 2. So thanks for that suggestion, Mr. Fuzzy Pants.
Alias Jeff's agent.
Exactly. Jeff's agent. That's right.
There's got to be a story behind that.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out. Maybe they'll. Yes. Mr. Fuzzy Pants, go ahead and tell us your story. And anybody else, go ahead and chime in on Twitter at Stormfront Freak, on Facebook, or at stormfrontfreaks.com.
Did we all jumble up? Weren't we in a different order here?
Something happened to Dina. She left, came back. She's drunk. She pushed the wrong button. She didn't know what. All right, so I think that about does it. I've lost control of this show. We're gonna have a virtual. We're going to have a virtual online screen sharing class with the whole audience, with everybody. And that about does it. Thanks for listening or watching. Before I announce who our next guest will be, I do want to ask for your reviews. If you love the show, if you love listening or watching to the show, leave us a review, and the written ones are even better. We can try and share those on our next show if you get a chance to do that. And subscribe. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can subscribe to the podcast or follow us. Either of those, just make sure that when MJ uploads the next episode, it's showing up in your inbox right away. Special thanks to our guest tonight. Shannon, you were awesome. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, Shannon.
That was a lot of fun. So thanks for joining us. On our next episode, we're recording live on YouTube and Facebook Live on Thursday, April 30th, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, our normal times. We have another amazing storm chaser and photographer, Lori Grace Bailey, is going to be with us. So get some more photo tips here as we approach storm season. Bring your iPhones, your Androids, and your DSLRs. Right? All right. So for MJ, Maz, Kim, Dina, and Shannon, I'm going to go ahead and signal the all clear, and we will catch you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
MJ, did you just get rid of Dina? Just like that?
She's gone.
She's gone.
No, again, here she goes. She's back.
I did not.
There she is.
What are you doing, Dina?
Where'd you go?
What?
I'm not doing anything. It came up with like an internet connection.
Oh,
okay.
Too much
I'm
gaming.
not that drunk.
That's right. You're off tomorrow.
No, I'm not.
Oh, no.
But I was thinking I might leave my beer bottles on here, so when we do have Google Chats for our meetings, I could just be like, "No, I'm not drinking." Right. That was yesterday.
Empty. That was last night.
Very empty.
Please, that was yesterday.
That was an hour ago. That's not now.
Please, it's like noon for me.
Hey,
and
before I forget, quick, can everybody email me the links to your either Weather Resources or Weather Fools, so I have those links and I don't have to try and look them up or chase you down on Saturday? I would appreciate that.
Shout out to all our viewers tonight. What a huge, lively discussion going on. So that was fun.
About what? We have no idea.
We don't know what, but yeah, right. It had nothing to do with the podcast.
That's right.
Maz is sitting on the floor of his living room.
A little lit. I see Shane Adams. Dina is lit. A little bit.
Dina's lit. Who said that? Shane. Oh,
I like
good
Shane.
stuff.
I think I just turned red. What the
You
heck?
did.
What is going on with you?
Blood pressure, man. What the
You got COVID?
Put
you got
the
a fever?
sun behind you. Put the surface of the sun behind
There
you.
you go. Garrett says.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops. I can't get rid of that one. There we go.
What's Lori said? Looks like I picked the wrong day to quit taking methamphetamine.
That's from a movie, isn't it?
All right.
Oh, it's
All right,
Airplane.
you guys.
That's right.
Cool. You guys are all awesome. Thank you. And Shannon, again, thanks for joining
Shannon.
us.
Thanks, Shannon.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks again, Shannon. I love your work.
Didn't know
Yeah.
what you were getting
Awesome.
into, did you?
No. It's been fun though. It's been a good break to the day. So thank you guys.
Good.
Good.
Of course.
That is good.
Take care of those cats now.
The cat and the big dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have a dog too? Well, no wonder their
I got
cats
two
are
massive
chewing
dogs.
things.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a little stressed.
Oh.
All right.
All
right.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Kim, sorry
Yeah.
about the whole screen share fiasco thing.
Well, yeah.
End the broadcast.